An der Stelle eigentlich
genau,
fast
da wo es gar nicht
integriert.
auffällt. Ja.
Und was inzwischen auch ganz gut funktioniert, ist, wir haben
Also die man sich an diese Fläche anbringt.
ja.
Also einfach mal noch mal ein bisschen gucken.
Nochmal drauf?
Nö.
Anders war wie genäht, aber defekt hast.
Ja, und da wird auch gesagt, er kann nicht alle immer einen geben und muss was entscheiden.
Ja, das mal auf.
Gekennzeichnet. Es ist zwangsläufig eine.
Immer
Das ist was.
Highlights.
Und auch hier. Seitschnitt jetzt durch das Modell.
The manufacturing process behind these high-performance luxury cars is among the best in the world. However, in the past year, the number of Porsche cars sold decreased by almost 10%. Despite high-tech automation, every Porsche 911 undergoes significant manual work, especially in areas like painting, interior assembly, and engine building. Right now, you're watching the fully automated welding process of the 8th generation Porsche 911 car body. As you can see, this stage of production is highly automated, with human workers stationed only at control desks behind computer screens. The car body is assembled in 4 major sections, starting from the bottom up. The substructure is built first. Last year, 50,000 Porsche 911 cars were sold. In the United States, sales of the 911 increased by 20%, reaching 14,000 units. The third stage of the process chain completes the body skeleton with doors, bonnet, and tailgate. Finally, an acceptance inspection of the vehicle takes place in the finishing line. Now, factory workers in red company shirts are welding certain spots manually. Here, for example, joints and surface quality are carefully checked by employees. Once all quality requirements have been met, the vehicle is handed over to the paint shop. In the paint shop, the bodies of the 911 precise stages. First, the body is thoroughly cleaned, degreased, and dipped in a zinc phosphate solution to ensure optimal adhesion of the corrosion protection that follows. This protection is applied through a cathodic dip coating process. Next, the seams are sealed in the PVC line. Then, 3 layers of paint are applied in sequence: filler, top coat, and the clear coat. The elastic filler safeguards the top coat from damage while enhancing its texture and shine. After this, the top coat is sprayed in the customer's chosen color. Once it dries partially, a clear coat is applied to seal and protect all the underlying paint layers. Two robots scan the entire outer surface of the car using a light strip pattern over 70 seconds, capturing around 100,000 images. These images reveal even the smallest imperfections by analyzing reflections. Within 30 seconds, 5 image processing computers examine the data and generate a 3D visualization of the bodywork, highlighting the exact location and type of any defects for the workers to address promptly. While robots handle most of the spraying for consistency, skilled workers still inspect and fine-tune details by hand. The paint shop is designed to minimize emissions and energy use, using water-based paints and advanced filtration systems to reduce environmental impact. For the 2025 model year, this generation received significant updates, often referred to as the 99 2.2, which include revised styling, technological improvements, and the introduction of a hybrid powertrain. Here, it is essential for these workers to have an eye for detail, with a strong emphasis on precision and careful judgment. At this station, workers wearing white gloves walk around inspecting the quality of the paintwork. If they find any inconsistencies or defects, the source of the problem is immediately identified, and measures are taken to prevent it from happening again. While the body quality is being inspected, the engine is being assembled in a separate part of the factory complex. The 2025 Porsche 911 lineup introduces significant advancements in engine technology, with several models featuring the new T-hybrid powertrain. The crankshaft is forged and precision machined. The crankshaft connecting rods and pistons are dynamically balanced to minimize vibrations, crucial for both performance and durability. Robots handle tasks like bolting, torquing, and oiling components, ensuring consistent precision. Workers perform detailed inspections and manual adjustments, especially for components requiring a delicate touch. In Porsche's Zuffenhausen factories, average salaries vary depending on the role and experience. Right now, you can see that each engine passes through several different workstations, with each worker specializing in a specific task. Assembly line workers typically earn around $45,000 to $55,000 per year. Skilled technicians and specialists can make between $60,000 and $80,000 annually. These figures can fluctuate based on factors like seniority, specific job responsibilities, and company bonuses. Of course, many engines are produced simultaneously on this production line. At Porsche's Zuffenhausen facility, the engine production capacity is impressive. The dedicated V8 engine plant, inaugurated in 2016, employs over 1,200 specialists and can assemble up to 200 engines per day at full capacity. This translates to approximately 73,000 engines annually if operating every day. These engines power various models, including the Porsche 911, Panamera, and Cayenne. Notably, the Zuffenhausen plant also integrates the assembly of electric powertrains for the upcoming electric Macan, reflecting Porsche's commitment to electrification. Right now, you're watching how automated guided vehicles are used to transport finished engines between different workstations. These AGVs are programmed for automated transport from point A to point B. They can also avoid obstacles, and the control center always knows the exact location of each engine. However, this is a department within the Zuffenhausen factory where leather accessories and saddlery are crafted. Porsche Saddlery is responsible for creating the luxurious handcrafted leather interiors found in Porsche vehicles, particularly in high-end models like the 911, Panamera, and Cayenne. These are printing template dies used for various Porsche car models. Here you can see a sort of warehouse for all the fabrics and samples for various Porsche models in one place. It is here in Germany that some of the most beautiful cars on European roads are brought to life. Porsche Saddlery offers a wide range of customization options. Customers can select from various leather colors, stitching patterns, and materials to personalize their vehicle's interior to a very high degree. Much of the leather upholstery and interior trim is hand-stitched by skilled artisans. The process requires precision, patience, and expert craftsmanship to ensure the high-quality Porsche is known for. In this part of the production process, a large percentage of the workforce is female. Women typically handle the processing of leather components and stitching, both for historical reasons and because it is practically the better choice. Only the highest quality leathers, often sourced from European tanneries, are used. Porsche emphasizes durability, comfort, and aesthetic appeal. The factory has many areas of work that require fine craftsmanship, like saddlery, custom interiors, which are often more accessible to workers who are less physically constrained by certain tasks. Such areas tend to include a more balanced gender mix in many similar industries. While some cutting and shaping are assisted by modern machinery and lasers, the final stitching and assembly rely heavily on manual skill to achieve the perfect fit and finish. The production involves cutting, sewing, and fitting leather pieces for seats, door panels, dashboards, steering wheels, gear knobs, and other interior parts. The saddlery works closely with other departments, ensuring that the interiors are perfectly integrated with the car's design, safety features, and comfort systems. Porsche continues to innovate with materials, offering options like perforated leather for ventilation and carbon fiber, or Alcantara trims for sporty interiors. Here you can see a large warehouse containing all the leathers prepared for car interiors. In this warehouse, the ideal humidity and temperature for storing leather components are carefully maintained. Most Porsche vehicles are still made in Germany, especially the high-performance and heritage models. Individual interior components are cut from full leather hides using a laser, a process very similar to that used in the most luxurious cars like Rolls-Royce or Bentley. You can also watch these videos here on my channel. Now that you've seen the welding shop, engine production, painting, and leather processing, I'll show you the most exciting part of the production process, the main assembly line. Meanwhile, the bodywork receives its interior, marking the point where industrial production and craftsmanship come together. In this final stage of production, the doors are removed first and completed on a separate line. These factory workers assemble the entire front dashboard. The whole process is like a giant puzzle, with the dashboard being gradually put together piece by piece. Now you can see how the famous Porsche emblem is mechanically attached to the front hood. A small metal rod or pin on the back of the emblem fits into pre-drilled holes in the hood. The badge is then secured from underneath using clips or locking nuts, and a rubber gasket may be added to protect the paint and prevent water from getting in. Now, workers use a holder from the factory ceiling to install the sunroof. They simply place it into the prepared frame on the body, and it is secured using a special strong adhesive. On this assembly line, the cars slowly move across the entire factory as they are gradually assembled. Each workstation has a predetermined amount of time to complete its tasks. This production line stretches over 1 mile in length. Here, the headlights are installed, followed by the routing of their wiring through the body into the prepared cable harnesses, which are then connected to the engine. At this stage, the powertrains are assembled into complete engine units and then sent to the main assembly line to be joined with the body. This step is absolutely crucial in the assembly of every vehicle. The Porsche 911 is consistently the brand's most popular and iconic model. It accounts for a significant portion of Porsche's global sales, often representing 30 to 40% of total production in recent years. Next, on the exterior line, the vehicle returns to a lifting table, whose height adjustability also ensures ergonomic operation. Now that all the windows have been installed, the body can be transported to the next workstation along the main assembly line using an automated system of conveyors, lifts, and tracks. Then comes the pivotal moment in assembly, the marriage, where the fully automated process joins the body with the completed powertrain. After the engine wiring is completed, final tasks, such as filling the vehicle with fuel, brake fluid, coolant, and windscreen washer, are carried out on the final assembly line. The wheels are also fitted at this stage. Workers usually operate in coordinated teams, typically in pairs. Each person works on one side of the vehicle, collaborating closely in sync. Once the interior is installed, the finished vehicle changes its mode of transport. Instead of the lifting table used up to this point, a rotating hanger is employed to fit the brakes and fuel tank, allowing for ergonomic working conditions. Porsche 911 has retained its classic silhouette for over 60 years, while evolving aerodynamically and technologically. Turbocharged and hybrid models push 0 to 60 miles per hour, times to under 3 seconds in certain trims. The 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera GTS has a manufacturer's suggested retail price starting at $164,900. Many 911s exceed 200,000 miles with proper maintenance. Due to reliability and desirability, 911s hold their value exceptionally well. While the car is reliable, maintenance costs can be higher than average cars due to specialized parts and labor. An important quality assurance step is the audit, in which selected vehicles from all model variants are subjected to a comprehensive inspection. Vehicles from the Porsche plant in Zuffenhausen are then delivered worldwide, with around 75% transported by environmentally friendly rail powered entirely by green electricity.
Ist das schon verlinkt im Moment?
This is what the production process of the latest luxury Porsche Taycan 4S and Turbo S looks like. At this moment, you're seeing yellow robotic arms at work, operating automatically. This is the body in white process, where panels are precisely positioned and aligned using fixtures, jigs, and handling grippers to ensure perfect joint geometry. Robotic arms maneuver welding guns equipped with electrodes that press metal sheets together. The assembly lines stretch across 3 floors of a 125-foot-tall building, connected by massive elevators. The Taycan is built in a brand new 150,000 square foot assembly shop located within the historic Porsche site in Stuttgart. It has 2 electric motors and a top speed of 162 miles per hour. It's powered by an 800-volt battery system, which charges faster and is about 66 pounds lighter than traditional setups. The Taycan's body combines aluminum and high-strength steel with advanced hot-formed steel side panels for lightweight stiffness. Right now you are watching the final quality check at the end of welding. These workers in red company t-shirts inspect the body in white. If they find any irregularities, they polish everything and prepare it for the paint shop. The car doors are fitted by hand by a worker. Preparing this car frame is a crucial step for achieving ideal painting and the vehicle's final appearance. You are now watching the beginning of the paint shop process at the Zuffenhausen factory. During the process, the metal is cleaned, treated in a zinc phosphate bath, and then rinsed and dried, preparing it for primer and paint layers. This step is critical for high-end vehicles like the Taycan, as it guarantees that the body maintains structural integrity. The entire painting process is monitored by trained workers on screens and checked using computers. After the body in white has been welded and inspected, any minor irregularities, seams, or surface imperfections are addressed using a high-quality filler. Skilled workers carefully apply the filler by hand or with specialized tools, ensuring that every curve and panel meets Porsche's exacting standards. Once applied, the filler is sanded and leveled to create a flawless, even surface. This step is essential for achieving the perfect paint finish, enhancing both the aesthetics and durability of the Taycan's exterior. Finally, the treated panels move to the primer and paint stages, where the flawless surface ensures a high-gloss, uniform finish that highlights the Taycan's design lines. Last year, Taycan deliveries declined to 20,800 units, approximately half of the previous year's total. This reduction in deliveries has led Porsche to adjust production plans, including potential shifts in manufacturing schedules and staffing. The overall adoption of electric vehicles, EVs, has been progressing more slowly than anticipated. Despite the integration of advanced technologies, skilled human oversight remains integral to Porsche's quality control process. Trained workers conduct thorough inspections, utilizing digital models and high-resolution images to identify and address any imperfections. This combination of automated precision and human expertise ensures that every Porsche Taycan meets the brand's stringent quality standards before reaching customers. But now you are watching a different part of the factory complex, where component production for the latest Porsche Taycan takes place. The factory runs completely networked, with humans and machines constantly communicating through a central system. The Taycan uses hairpin copper winding instead of round wire, allowing 70% copper fill for higher efficiency and better heat dissipation. The rear motor produces up to 335 kilowatts, and the front motor slightly less, both combined for 761 horsepower. The car uses a power inverter to convert the battery's DC current to AC for the motors. The battery is built step by step. First, individual lithium-ion cells are put together into small units called modules. These modules are then combined into one large battery pack. The battery is placed inside an aluminum frame, which helps keep it cool and also makes the car's structure stronger. All the electrical connections are safely covered and color-coded. Orange wires are used for high-voltage parts to ensure safety and easy identification. The car's electrical system is powered by a complex wiring harness that weighs about 77 to 88 pounds. It delivers power and signals to every electronic part of the vehicle. Every component undergoes rigorous quality checks, including automated measurements, visual inspections, and functional tests. Motors and battery packs are tested on end-of-line test benches, simulating real driving conditions to ensure reliability and performance. Once produced, components are transported to the final assembly line via automated guided vehicles. The precise coordination between component production and assembly ensures that every Taycan meets Porsche's high standards for safety, performance, and luxury. This new Porsche 4.0 plant cost around $750 million using high-tech robots and networked human workers. The stator consists of laminated steel sheets with slots that hold high-density copper windings. The copper conductors are carefully inserted, ensuring no gaps or misalignment which could reduce motor performance or lifespan. The rotor is carefully aligned with the stator during assembly. The gap between rotor and stator is only fractions of a millimeter to optimize performance and efficiency. Stator and rotor are assembled in a secure, climate-controlled booth to prevent contamination and ensure exact positioning. Both components are clamped and fixed rigidly during assembly to withstand the strong magnetic forces that occur when the motor runs at high speeds, up to 16,000 revolutions per minute in tests. Parts like the dashboard, steering column, and infotainment system are pre-assembled in modules so they can be installed quickly and easily. We are now moving to the main assembly line, where the entire car will be put together. The Taycan is offered with an optional fixed panoramic glass roof that spans nearly the entire cabin. Porsche also introduced the panoramic roof with variable light control, which allows drivers to adjust the transparency electronically using liquid crystal technology. The roof window is made from laminated safety glass, which consists of 2 layers of glass bonded with a plastic interlayer. This ensures strength, shatter resistance, and safety in case of impact. The main assembly line at Porsche's Zuffenhausen plant is where thousands of individually produced components come together to form a complete Taycan. It is a carefully synchronized process that combines automation, human craftsmanship, and precision logistics. The Taycan's lithium-ion battery pack sits low in the floor, forming the backbone of the car. Inside the pack are 33 modules, each with 12 pouch cells, connected in series and parallel to deliver both high voltage and high current. Brakes, shock absorbers, and suspension parts are only put on after the body and chassis are joined together, making sure everything fits perfectly. Battery, motors, and powertrain undergo rigorous assembly, testing, and marriage with the chassis. Every component is carefully fitted by humans, especially moving parts like doors, seats, and the dashboard. During development, the car is driven over 3.7 million miles in total testing. Engineers test for wind noise, tire noise, and even sounds from the air conditioning system in special soundproof rooms to make sure the cabin stays quiet. On Porsche's configurator, the Taycan 4S is shown with several wheel designs and sizes, with the 19-inch Taycan Aero wheels as the standard option. Each Taycan goes through wind noise, leak, and quality tests. Over 500 points are checked before leaving the factory. This is what a professional quality control inspector looks like in the illuminated LED tunnel. He checks every detail of the car and guarantees the quality of each vehicle that passes through his hands. This is how the assembly of the previous generation Porsche Taycan looked, which sold more than the newest one. Porsche's history with electric vehicles goes back to Ferdinand Porsche in 1898 with the Egger Lohner electric car. The Taycan benefits from hybrid and racing tech, including lessons from the 919 hybrid Evo race car. This represents Porsche's first fully electric sports car production, aiming to combine tradition, performance, and future-oriented technology. At the Taycan production line, robotic arms perform most of the welding tasks for the body in white. They handle high-precision spot welding, laser welding, and adhesive bonding to join metal panels. Lasers allow very narrow, strong welds, especially on complex curves and thin materials. For areas requiring seamless joints or minimal heat distortion, lasers are used. Now, workers remove any dirt, oils, or residues from welding and assembly. You are now watching the start of the body in white being dipped into the bath. The BIW is immersed in a cathodic dip bath, a large tank filled with electrically charged water-based primer. The car body is given a negative electrical charge. The paint in the bath has a positive charge. Because opposite charges attract, the paint sticks evenly to every part of the car body, even in small corners and hard-to-reach areas. This process protects the car body from rust, adds a smooth and even primer layer that's about half as thick as a human hair, and helps the next layers of paint stick better. A clear coat is added on top to protect the paint from UV rays, scratches, and chemical exposure. The clear coat also gives the car its glossy, premium finish. Finally, the body is baked again to cure the clear coat completely. Highly trained inspectors watch the process both on screens and directly on the production floor. They make sure the paint covers the car evenly, the color is correct, and the finish is smooth without any defects. If they find any problems, they fix them before the car moves on to final assembly. As of the latest available data, approximately 18.4% of Porsche's global workforce is female, with a notable increase in the proportion of women in leadership roles. Workers must avoid skin creams, hairspray, deodorant, or lipstick that could compromise paint adhesion. This part of the factory complex is dedicated to the production of Taycan engines. In 2023, the Taycan accounted for 10% of Porsche's US sales, with 7,500 units delivered, reflecting a 4% increase from 2022. In 2023, Porsche delivered 40,629 Taycans, marking a 17% increase from the previous year and accounting for 12.7% of the brand's total deliveries. But in 2024, sales decreased to 6,284 units, indicating a 16.9% decline compared to the previous year. The Taycan's high price makes it less accessible to a wider range of customers. While it's great for everyday use, its driving range might be a concern for long trips, especially when compared to some rivals. It boasts a sleek and modern design, appealing to luxury sports car enthusiasts. Equipped with advanced infotainment and driver assistance systems, the Taycan provides a high-tech driving experience. But now you are watching footage from the main assembly line. A noticeable drop in sales in 2024 also shows that Porsche is facing challenges in keeping the Taycan's popularity strong. Rotating the body allows technicians to work comfortably on the underside, roof, or other hard-to-reach areas without bending, stretching, or using ladders. It reduces worker fatigue and risk of repetitive strain injuries, which is crucial for high-precision tasks. Porsche is far smaller in sales volume than Volkswagen or Audi, but it is highly prestigious and commands a strong presence in the luxury and performance market. Its exclusivity is part of its appeal. Parts like brakes, suspension, wiring harnesses, and underbody panels are easier to install when the body is rotated to the optimal angle. Before the marriage stage in the Porsche Taycan assembly, the chassis with axles and electric motors is fully pre-assembled on a dedicated pre-assembly line. Both the front and rear axles are assembled separately on a pre-assembly line. Each axle is fitted with brakes, shock absorbers, suspension components, and one electric motor. The rear motor and slightly smaller front motor are prepared in parallel. The axles with motors are mounted onto the vehicle floor, forming the complete chassis module. Wiring, high-voltage connections, and suspension systems are carefully integrated at this stage. The Taycan has storage space both in the front and back, adding up to 445 liters. It's built to be energy efficient without losing its sports car edge. The factory system talks to each car to make sure all the optional features and software are installed correctly. Now, using a manipulator arm, this Porsche factory worker inserts and installs the seats, which are wrapped in protective film. The suspension cooling system and all-wheel drive setup are put through their paces in extreme conditions, including ice, snow, and dry pavement. All-wheel drive gives it great traction, and the low placement of the battery keeps the center of gravity low, making the car handle better. Porsche engineers spent 1,500 hours in the wind tunnel, achieving a drag coefficient of 0.22, among the best in class. The interior can be fully customized, including a vegan option free of leather. Each Taycan goes through intense climate testing, from minus 31 degrees Fahrenheit in the frozen north of Sweden to the scorching heat of desert environments. Features aerodynamic wheels, air curtains, and an adaptive rear spoiler for better range and high-speed stability.